Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show. I'm Katrina Ness, joined by my hosts, Vanessa Collins and Ted Ings. And this evening, we have a very special friend, Michelle McLain, joining us tonight, who does so much for us here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. It's so excited to be back with you guys. It feels like it's been such a long time.
I know, it has. Michelle was one of the first people I met at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Her and Ted interviewed me like a year and a half ago in the fall, and I'm sure they did the same with Vanessa. And she's a very good friend of ours, and we love everything she does for us.
Wow, you remember that interview?
Guys.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Katrina, I guess we're live. I see the comments are starting to roll in.
We are. We have Roger Conan and Sean Kingery in the chat. It's always great to see you two joining in.
Hi,
Sean, give us a weather report. Understand there's a system coming across the country, so we'll hear about that. Vanessa, did we interview you also? Do you remember that?
Yes. So for my initial interview, I believe it was just you, Ted. But then shortly after, I was able to meet Michelle, and it was amazing. And we worked together, with different branding, a lot of photos. And yeah, it's just been ever since. But it has been a while since we have been able to talk to you, screen to screen, face to face.
Yep. I remember the first time I met Michelle and Ted and talked to them, I was like, I don't know if this is like me. I don't know. I've never done anything like this podcast and kind of put myself out there. And Michelle was like, you got it. You'll grow into it. You'll become so confident. And I know Vanessa got the same exact kind of spiel. And all we can say is look at where we're at now. And Michelle was right. And so were you, Ted. So we have grown into it.
Oh.
You guys saw the potential in us.
Yes.
Awesome.
Michelle, do you remember the conversation that you and I had? Because it was Katrina had agreed to do it, right? And then I said, wait, I want you to meet one more, Vanessa, okay? But she's kind of quiet. Remember that?
She's kind of shy. And I said, I think you're wrong. I said, I think she's actually... I said, I think that you're going to watch her bloom and blossom, like both of you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've always had a knack in some way, starting even when I was back in my automotive days. And from a management perspective, I was always one of those people, I didn't care what your skill set was. I can teach people things. I want to know about your potential. I want to know about your goals. I want to know about you, what makes you, you. And I think that's why both of you have done so incredibly well with this, because you really have, you take direction well, which is something that it's for a lot of people, it's not that easy to do. But beyond that, you guys just have these amazing personalities. They're infectious. I think people are just naturally drawn to you. And I saw that. I think Ted saw that. And I'm like, you give it a year. I was like, watch what these girls are going to do. And now here you are, proving me right. And I knew Vanessa wasn't shy, but sometimes you just got to give a little bit of time and let people do their thing. And I think that's why it works so well. You guys are absolutely incredible. And I could not be prouder of any two people right now.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so
much.
Well, Michelle, earlier today, you were working on a graphic. And if it's okay, we want to share that with everybody now, because next week is the big Fixed Ops Roundtable show. And after that is that other show in New Orleans. But the ladies here will be there working with our sponsors and companies involved with us. And Katrina, you want to give us a little overview of some of the things that you and Vanessa will be doing?
Of course. So Vanessa and I will be at NADA, and we will also be there with our film crew, Hard Copy Media. So you will see Colton and Max running around. They are the people behind the scenes who film all of our pop-up events at the dealerships and who also put together our 4-day events. So while we are at NADA, we will be able to come to you in your booth and film, a little promotion, a little marketing video for you to use for your company's marketing and showcase all the amazing things you have to offer in your booth and what you have on display at this amazing show. So it's super exciting, and Vanessa and I are so excited to meet you all in person and have these opportunities to hopefully interview you. So definitely message Ted Ings or Sarah Vantine if you are interested in this opportunity.
Vanessa, this looks very exciting.
It is. I am so excited for this. Last year, Katrina and we walked around the show floor with our mini mics and our iPhones. And so this year, we're doing a bit of an upgrade with the full-scale operation from our hard copy media guys. But it is going to be amazing. And you don't particularly have to have a booth either for us to interview you. We can find you wherever on the show floor and find a good background and get those interviews done. We have a couple of different packages. So make sure to look at all of our details. They are posted on our social medias, and make sure to contact Ted Ings if you're interested.
And a big shout out to the amazing Michelle McLain for putting all this together. Michelle, this is a real good looking graphic.
Oh, thank you. And I have to say, honestly, I have edited so many photos of you girls. I mean, like probably up to thousands at this point. And those are literally my absolute 2 favorite photos of you guys ever. And honestly, as we start going in, like, I know we're going to be doing a couple of, facelifts with the branding and things like that for some upcoming stuff. And if I have your permission, like I said, I just love those photos. I love you guys. I think the pink and the black, it's just perfect for this event. So I think we're going to maybe have to use those photos a little bit more and some more stuff because I just love them.
Yes, and I love that Vanessa and I are matching in that. I stole Vanessa's blazer or borrowed it.
Blazer. I thought so.
No,
Yes,
that's awesome, but it doesn't look it because in the 2 different shots, one looks a little bit lighter or darker, and so it's so perfectly complemented the image. And I'm like, oh, this is great! Like all the New Orleans colors that we're using. I'm like, so I literally dug for an hour. Ted's like, do you have that graphic done yet? Like I was looking for that particular photo of you, Katrina, and going through. I'm like, I have to find these photos of them matching. So.
Yes. No, it turned out amazing. And that is just a little showcase of all the work Michelle does behind the scenes for us. She builds amazing graphics like that. And all the photos that you see and different things that get put out were most likely done by Michelle and her amazing creative mind.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's my passion in life. It's like everybody asks, they're like, well, who taught you or where? I literally have been doing this kind of stuff and even started building websites when I was like 14 years old and doing my own stuff. And I never imagined this being my career. And then one day I stumbled into Ted Ings and it just, my whole life literally changed. Like I found my passion. I found what I loved like more than anything. I love the automotive industry. Don't get me wrong. I still have lots of automotive clients, but to be able to take that leap of faith and step out and go, this is my passion. I love to create. I love to design. Like it fires me up every single time that I get to work like this. It's exciting because it's new and it's different. And Ted really has given me my wings. I mean, honestly, like there are very few things at this juncture where I have to go, okay, Ted's going to like it or hate it. He's very candid, but it's gotten to the point now where like we read each other very well and we work together well. So it's just been an amazing and incredible experience.
So Michelle, I got to ask you, the theme for the current roundtable, which is only like 3 or 4 days away, is Route 66 road trip. Tell us how you came about that, because you spoke to me, you had you tell us the whole story.
So ironically enough, let me kind of go back to the beginning. Back at the beginning of, I believe it was 2021, I actually did the Route 66 road trip on my way out to California when I bought my Subaru and saw my our very dear friend, David Long, out there at Hansel. And so I got to see a lot of these sites. And for whatever reason, right before we started working on this next event, I had a dream. And I know the 100th anniversary of Route 66 is coming up. But I had this dream, like in my mind, I was literally driving down Route 66 with my husband and David Long, of all people. And I woke up and I text Ted as soon as I woke up that morning. And I was like, Ted, we need to do the Route 66 road trip. And he was kind of like, I don't know how we're going to market and promote that. I'm like, I got this, no problem. And so when I create things for any event, I literally have like a virtual vision board as well as like a physical vision board in my office. Sometimes I just use the virtual, but a lot of times, very similar to like things that you see on Pinterest, I'll just start getting ideas for like color palettes and things like that. I put pieces and elements together so that it all looks like one collaborative effort. From our backgrounds to our text, everything that we do, like it all has to go very cohesively together and look like one brand for each event. And so, like I said, I had the dream and the vision thanks to my very dear friend, David Long, and it came together, and I couldn't have been more excited for how it's turned out. And I see Sarah Van Tyne here. That's another person I need to give a shout out. So Ted, if you remember, I was actually in a hotel. I was in Utah, and Ted and Sarah called me and they're like, we're not really sure how to spin this or take photos for this. And I'm like, think rockabilly, pinup, 50s diners, things like that. And Sarah has just taken this. I sent her a few photos. I sent her some local diners that she could check out. And she has literally taken this event and run with it. I am just over the moon. So when I get to watch my vision play out and I see you girls doing what you're doing, and then you see Sarah doing her videos, and then Colton puts his twist in all the video marketing that goes along, and you just watch it all come together like this beautiful picture, exactly as you imagine it as a brand strategist in your head. That is the most amazing thing that could ever happen. And somehow, some way, each and every one of these events, like it always ends up coming together exactly like the vision board I create from the beginning. And I couldn't be prouder of this team. It's such an amazing, amazing team to be a part of.
Wow. Do you know that Sarah wears her hair like that all the time now? She goes to the school to pick up the kids. She like has her hair all the time.
I knew like I just saw it. Like I saw the photos in my head and I'm like, she is the perfect rockabilly pinup. Like she's going to nail this. I knew she was going to nail it. And then when I started seeing the photos come over in the videos, like my heart just melted because I'm like, this is it. This was the image I was going for. And you know, like I have such a passion for like pinup and rockabilly and all of that, you know, type of genre. Like it's just, I love that kind of stuff. And so to, like I said, see all of you just literally bringing it to life. That is what makes my heart so happy. That's why I keep doing what I do. Like that is my passion. So it's been really awesome to watch.
That's awesome.
Spoken from the heart. Wow, Michelle, there's only you can do.
Green hearts.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here tonight.
I'm glad to be here. It's exciting. I love getting together with you guys.
Yeah.
And the graphics, Michelle, you know, nobody can do the graphics the way
thank
you
you.
do. So.
Thank you so much. That really means the world to me. Like I remember starting this whole thing and having this dream of doing marketing and having my own agency, and it was tough. It was a lot of trial and error and figuring out things and like spending hours and money and everything to really like learn Photoshop. And then now we're in this era where there's such a presence of things like AI, which is hit or miss, but so many different, you know, applications and websites and things that you can pull content from. And so every event is equally a learning curve for me as it is you guys. I mean, I have the staples down, obviously. I've been doing it for a long time, but I'm constantly trying to reinvent the wheel and innovate and find new ways to be creative and take our events and our After Dark and all of that just to a new level so that it's constantly fresh in people's minds. And, you know, not that there's anything wrong with anybody else's events in automotive, but I think that we really do stand out. Number one, we're a fixed ops event, which people don't expect all of this, you know, to go in. We're so used to like the parts and service guys standing around. It's a quick meeting. But we do things differently. And I think we've really just completely turned the page on the fixed ops and service in the automotive industry. It's fun. It's unique. People get to bring all different types of perspectives. We have a lot of people that dress up and really, you know, embrace the themes. So this is just amazing. Had you told me this would be the future of fixed ops even 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, you know, but here we are. And it's been an incredible journey. And I'm so glad I get to be a part of it.
Jim Sabino, good evening. King of the North in Paramus, New Jersey. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. You mentioned AI, Michelle. Did you see some of the AI that we've put into the event? It's a little
I have, but you know what? I have a couple of different video applications. Like I do video editing, but it's just not like my wheelhouse and my passion. And I have some of these apps and I've started to play with them. And you know what? It's kind of amazing. It depends really on the technology. I will say that. And that goes across the board. So if you're one of those people that you're like, oh, I want to make myself look a little bit more professional and I want to use one of these, fancy programs to like fix a headshot or do a video or things like that, guys, don't skimp. Don't do the free routes. If it's something that's really important to you and you really want to embed this into your brand, the best thing that I can recommend is really do your research, because there's so many cut rate applications out there that are going to just take your money and they're not going to be quality. And that's the biggest focus that we have at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It has to be quality. I am probably the most meticulous human in the world, and I see something out of place or things like that. Like, it's just so important that the quality is there. So I encourage people, explore AI, start using ChatGPT, like do the things that will save you time and money, but make sure that you do them the right way, so that you don't end up looking like something out of Frankenstein, or it's just, there's a lot of it that you get into it and I'm just like, oh no, like what did they use? So, but these videos, I got to tell you, Ted, I'm pretty impressed. The technology has come so far, and to be able to do what we can do now, it's just, it's really incredible.
So Robert Miggs texted me maybe Friday night, and he said, I don't have a promo yet. I said, oh, geez, we don't do one for you. What picture do you want? Because we've gone back and forth with pictures. Jim, you agree. And he sent me the picture. Remember, we couldn't use that one because it just wasn't the right,
right angles and stuff, yeah.
But I said, hey, Robert, if you want to do an animation, send me, we need 50 pictures?
Like 40 to 50 pictures.
We need 50 pictures, Robert, which he sent. And we just came out with this, I think, like a day or so ago. But I think
I love it. And it looks just like Miggs. Like, I was shocked. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It looks just like him. It's really good.
What do you think? If you haven't seen it yet, Robert Migliaccio at Carter Myers Automotive.
I got chills, they're multiplying.
That's insane.
This is one of my all-time favorite movies. So when I heard the song, I was like, yay, they incorporated Grease. Now, Robert Miggs, I have never in my life met such a remarkable human being. And you know what? Like, he and I have never physically met in person. And that's the case for a lot of us. I've literally met Ted in person one time. And that really is a testament of just the authenticity and being who you are and things like that, because the abundance of social media relationships and business deals and things that are going on behind the scenes now, they have turned into truly some of my most incredible friends, colleagues, confidants, and clients in the world. And Miggs is one of those people. I mean, he and I we talk on a regular basis. Like, he knows, like, if there's something going on at CMA and they need a donation or they have a drive going on, like, they know, like, I'll step up and I'll help if they need anything personally. So many of the people from the roundtable have just become some of my dearest friends on the planet. Ted, you girls, Sarah, Tony Owens, of course, Sean Kingery, Kathy. Like, I've met so many people through this event, and that's not a pitch to get your complimentary ticket, but it is, because I am a walking testament to where this event began when we started and where it is now, and the amount of connections that you are able to make. Connections are everything. They really are, especially in this industry. It's everything. And whether you have a virtual company or you're doing, something in person at a dealership, just the amount of knowledge, the amount of people that are here to pour into you and embrace you, it's just really awesome to watch.
100%. Yeah.
Tully, we're very grateful to you also, because you helped put the hours in Fixed Ops. Okay. And, Michelle, I told him he's got to trademark that phrase, right? It's everywhere now.
Well, Tully, I'm going to be contacting you here probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm ready to trade the Subies, so we need to have a call.
Oh, okay. All right. Michelle, we're going to see Tully March 12th.
Somebody take me pictures of the Defenders that they have. That's what I'm in the market for. So it's time. My Subaru got stuck in 6 inches of snow last year. I love my Subi. I've led Subaru my entire life. My career was with Subaru, but it's time to go to the big boy. So
Jeff Bogaski, welcome. See you in the chat there. good evening. Thank you for all you do for Fixed Operations, Jeff, and a great friend of the roundtable. And Jeff's been with us through so much. He came up to Northwood twice.
That's so
Vanessa.
awesome.
Yeah, he came 2 times, and we had him actually on a couple panels at this last one, and Katrina, the one in June. But by the way, the one in June really had a big effect on the roundtable because it was called Full Tank Camp.
Yes, Full Tank Auto Camp. That's what we were hosting at Northwood. It was for high school students, and it was really fun to, have the Fixed Ops Roundtable out there and also bring, our favorite industry professionals out to the school when the weather's nice in the summertime. And Vanessa and I both came from our internships. She was in Chicago, and I was in
That's right.
Ocean City, Maryland. And we came in, and it was just like a big reunion. And that's what, these pop-up events always are. Whether that be at a dealer or at Northwood. So it's always great to see people in person.
So I've never shared this with you, but when you said Full Tank Camp, and I don't know if you recall, there was a conversation that we had one night with Vanessa after the After Dark show, and I was like on the fence with it, which Michelle knows happens with me, right?
No, that never.
And Katrina said,
Ted, 2 weeks after
we
made the decision for the event title, so
you have to do it. Katrina said, you have to come in June. It's like 3 weeks away. You got to come no matter what. So we pulled out all the stops. We called Jeff Bogaski. We called Maureen at Dynatron, David Reinecke, Tony Owens, Sean Kingry. Everybody came, right? And we had a great event in June. But that wasn't the real key, Michelle. That started something that happened that went into the fall and winter. Here's Preston, okay? And because we went in June, Katrina, that prepared us for what was going to happen in October.
Yeah.
And that October, that first event, the gala show, right? Remember it was on a Thursday, I think, right before the auto show. We had everybody on the stage. That thing, Northwood hit it out of the park with that. And Colton and Max came up and, yep, this is the one right here. And Sarah was there as well. And this really put the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I think, into a whole new league with Northwood University. And Katrina, people who didn't understand the connection now fully understood the connection, right, with all these folks on stage. And that just took us to a whole new level this fall and this winter. And so, Katrina, I got to thank you for doing that, for pushing to make sure that this happened in June. So.
Of course. Yeah, it's always a pleasure having the Fixed Ops Roundtable and the whole community of people who can come out to Northwood and, interact with students like us. And also, we gain new connections from it, like Preston in the chat right now. He was a full tank camper last year and was in high school, and now he's a freshman at Northwood. He was on Team Tesla for our auto show in the fall, and now he is the captain of Tesla for the next auto show and September of next year. So, he's now, commenting on the show and being active because, you came out and the Fixed Ops Roundtable came out and did these events. Tony Owens comes out to all of them that he can as well. It's always great seeing him in person and having him on campus. He makes connections with the students. Everyone knows him on campus. Yeah. So it's that, close-knit connections.
Yep. So
yeah,
all this happened as a result of you and Vanessa and Michelle. And remember Michelle putting the graphic together for the Full Tank Camp? Weren't quite sure how we were going to do that. And here's Sean Kingry, said he'll be back again next year. In fact, Michelle, we moved the September dates because it's going to be early in 2025, not in October, but in September. We moved it to make sure we could be at Northwood in September for the 61st annual show, of which Miss Katrina is the general chair.
Yes. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited.
Very well earned.
Yes. I love this graphic. Michelle made this as well, of course. But it's always an honor to, have the Fixed Ops Roundtable come out, save the date if you would like to come out this year and see Sean Kingry, who will be there as well. And the dates of the show are September 18th through the 21st. That's the Thursday through the Sunday.
And this picture was actually taken, I think it was taken at Reynolds, right? When you moderated and co-hosted the pop-up there in Dayton, Ohio.
Yep, it was. That was a good photo. We would do the panels and then we would take it to the lobby and take some great photos. And again, that's Vanessa's blazer.
Infamous blazer.
Yes. And it's a great photo and it was a great event. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
One decision to say yes literally can change your entire life. So if you are a student that's watching this, if you're somebody who is contemplating getting into automotive, especially on the fixed side of things, upside rather, like just say yes, go to some of these events, attend the virtual events. I mean, it literally is life changing. I've seen it happen to so many people who 3, 4, 5 years ago, hardly anyone knew their name, and they're blowing it out of the park right now, whether they're speaking or they're showing up here on these stages, or they're going to Northwood. Like, I'm telling you, if you have any doubts and you're here tonight, like, just say yes. I promise you it is so well worth it. And the support that you get from this community is just out of this world, like absolutely out of this world. And speaking of out of this world, Ted, do you want to let our audience maybe a little hint on our next event while
you could give us a little hint. So we do know the next theme, Michelle?
We do, and I think out of this world is it's kind of the best way to frame that up without giving away too much information. But I think it's going to be one of our most exciting events yet, for sure.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to this theme. And if you want the early release of the theme, make sure you stay tuned to the last day of the event. Day 4, Vanessa will be announcing it on the outro. So that will be the big theme drop if you are excited as we are.
Well, I have my work cut out for me with this one. It is going to be out of this world for sure.
Well, let me tell you, we all have our work cut out for us for one more reason. The event is May 12th through the 15th. And Colton is going to Italy on the 9th of May. So what we're going to do is pretend that the deadline is a week earlier and get everything done early, Michelle, so that he has time to edit
the earlier the better, I say. I you know what? But we've pulled it off where we've had 2 or 3 months to spare, and we've pulled it off where we've had 2 or 3 minutes to spare before we do events. But that's just how it works. And we're all really good at pivoting and shifting and working together and having each other's backs. And that's just, like I said, that's the most beautiful thing I think about working with this team. And even so many of our speakers and sponsors, like when people know there's a crunch time or there's something going on in somebody's even personal life, this group of people rallies together. Our speakers rally together. We are really like a family, and everybody's always like, listen, this is going on, that's going on. What do you need? How can I help? Like, that is really what we do. We're like a family here. And I haven't seen this anywhere else in automotive. I know there are some tight-knit dealerships and communities, but this community is bar none one of the best I think I could ever be a part of. And it's just such an incredible group of people. And what you see is what you get. So,
wow.
I couldn't agree more.
Wow. Vanessa, what a guest. We got to have her back again.
She is just always so amazing.
Thank you guys.
When we meet, on our own time and then on these after dark shows too, you are just such a bright light and a great person to have on these shows, and a great person for Roundtable, because you do so much, and we are so grateful for everything that you do.
Well, I am grateful for all of you, and Ted, Sarah, especially. Like I said, Ted, the way Ted and I met was literally on a fluke, and if I hadn't said yes to that, the most ridiculous request I'd probably received in my early career, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So it's just the testament to what is possible. And Ted is truly one of the most amazing humans I have ever met in my entire life. He's become family. Gene's become family. You guys, Sarah, so many of the people that are in this circle, both attendees and sponsors, have literally become like an extended family to me. And I don't want to cry, but it's changed my life. And I'm so incredibly grateful for all of you. So thank you for 3 years ago suggesting that Gene write the transitions for, I don't know if it was May the 4th or the one right after that. Yeah, May the 4th. We started with that. Yeah. But that was the first one that Gene did. And she's a screenwriter. She should be writing. She's amazing. She's just, I just love Gene. I just think she is one of the most amazing people in the world. And she's just got a huge heart, and she's really good at what she does. And I can't wait to see where she's at 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now. I can't wait to see her first movie. I think she's going to do one. That's what we need to do next, Ted. Go big or go home. We're going to do Fixed Ops Roundtable, the movie. Okay. That's a challenge. Gene, I'm holding you to it. We're going to make a movie about the Fixed Ops Roundtable and about your dad and about all the amazing that goes on behind the scenes and all of it. We need to make a movie. I'm committing. I will do it. I will do it.
Right.
I will help however I can. I think it would be so much fun.
All right. Okay. All right. So what do we leave out? That's great. I like it. I'll do it. I'll do it, Michelle. I'll do it. Yep.
Ted's gonna call me tomorrow and tell me I'm crazy, but
That's how these things always start, right? So
hey, there's always something new to be done. And like I said, I like reinventing the wheel. I like coming up with really cool, unique, different things that we haven't seen done before. And I think it would be exciting, especially to incorporate some B-roll and behind the scenes and bloopers and stuff like that, because we don't really showcase a lot of that. And I think people would get a kick out of it. I think it would go viral. I really do.
For sure.
yeah, okay. We got a
It's
great
fun.
crew.
Nobody's perfect. So I think just highlighting some of the fun and things that go on behind the scenes, I think our audience would just love it. So
All right.
we'll
Let's
see
do
what
it.
happens.
And Out of This World in May. And then the big event next week, a Route 66 road trip. If you don't have your tickets yet, everybody, not too late. FixedOpsRoundtable.com. Monday through Thursday, January 20th. We'll be here before we know it. Starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Get your tickets. No charge, complimentary. And at the end of the week, if you're going to the other big event out in New Orleans, contact us and we'll get you on camera with these two lovely ladies, Katrina Ness and Vanessa Collins. Would love to interview you. And that's footage I think most any company can use, Michelle, for their marketing, their social media, and we'll give you the B-roll footage, and that'll be a lot of fun.
No, I think it's going to be great. And hey, anytime you can get content for a speaker role or things like that, I mean, that's huge, because I know a lot of people, stake their claim in their IP and they don't provide that. We actually do. And, like I said, a lot of careers have come out of this event. This very thing that started so small has now grown into this massive event. And there's so many opportunities that you can get involved or, be a part of what we're doing, whether it is attending the shows or going to outside events or the pop-ups or whatever it is, whatever your cup of tea is. We've got something for everybody. And I think it's just a lot of fun. So I can't wait to see what we do next after these.
Michelle, do you know this lady in the chat here? Jennifer?
I don't, but I'm gathering it's probably Katrina's mom.
Yes, that is my mother. She's on her Facebook account, which she doesn't use except for joining the After Dark show and making sure her comments are seen. So I love it when her
comments. I haven't been on Facebook in like 2 weeks. I just kind of pulled myself back so I could focus on this event and get everything done and do my clients their social media, and then I always put mine last, so you'll see me pop up from time to time, but I get it.
Jen is great, and I know Jen will be at the show next week, as both shows next week as well. And Vanessa, who do you got there? You got somebody else who wants to get on camera?
He on camera. He's always
Kitty.
Hi, say hi. This is Woodward. This is my cat. So if you ever hear anything in the background, it's just my cat.
He's very vocal.
Animals are great.
He is. He loves his screen time.
He's so precious.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody will see you next week at the show. And then if you go into NADA, contact us and we'll set up time, because I think they're going to be pretty busy out there. These two.
Yes, there are limited spots. So if you are interested, you want to be on camera, you want your 5 minutes, guys, it's a worthwhile investment. Every single thing that Ted says he's going to do, he over delivers on. We call Ted Extra Ted for a reason. I promise you will not be disappointed. You will have amazing footage. That whole team, Colton, all of them, these girls, Sarah, just absolutely incredible people. If nothing else, make sure you pop by their booth, say hello. They're just great people. And I think you'll really, really have a good time there.
All right. On behalf of Michelle McLain and Vanessa Collins and Katrina Ness and Sarah Van Tyne, I'm Ted Ings. We'll see you next week at the big show.